So let's get started. I am going to prepare a super easy, fresh, and delicious meal tonight. Some of you may have seen this already in my cooking group, but hopefully this is new to most of you. I'm also going to share a super fun recipe that I use all through the year, but definitely today it was sort of a last minute addition. It made me think of it because it was so beautiful, so sunny. And the very first thing I wanted to do was run to McDonald's, not for food. I'll go to McDonald's like once in a while with my kids, and I'm not a fanatic, but I do cook everything at home. So, but when I go to McDonald's, I go and I get a big iced coffee, or like a whatever you call that thing. But they're really, first of all, they're expensive. Or I'll go to Starbucks and they're expensive and they're really not that good for you. They're like full of sugar, full of a whole bunch of other junk. And so today I made a super healthy version of a chocolate ice cup. And so I'm gonna share that with you today because it's one of my favorite things to drink just like mid-afternoon when I'm starting to feel a little sluggish and I might want a coffee or even like something, worse that isn't really gonna help me. But this does the trick, and it's also perfect in the morning and really anytime. So I'm gonna also share with you some fresh and fun lettuce wraps tonight using our Asian kit. The Asian kit comes with the miso broth that you saw me putting in the rice before I started, as well as sesame ginger and Asian stir fry. I'm not gonna use these two tonight, so I'm gonna put these aside. But I hope you'll enjoy. I hope you are excited to just see the process of cooking with Epicure. Listen to me chatting about some of the cookware items and some of our other meal solutions and things like that as I go. So even if this particular meal isn't for you, the idea is that using Epicure, you can create any meal like this literally in like 10 to 20 minutes any night of the week, very easily with the ingredients that you personally prefer, which is what I love. I know someone earlier mentioned no food waste. I love Epicure because I only put in the things that my kids like, so they can't complain and there's not a lot of waste. So I love that someone mentioned that. So if you don't know what Epicure is, again, there's a lot of information that's been shared already, but just to really quickly sum it up, Epicure is a Canadian company started by a mom who really needed to give her kids some healthier options. She was using a lot of prepackaged seasonings and her kids were having some reactions, a lot of allergies and things like that. And so she started growing her own herbs and spices, drying them and bottling them. What she found was it was taking her so long to still create dinner. So she started doing all of the work ahead of time. And she would blend a whole bunch of things together to make her souvlaki seasoning, for example. And so on Tuesday, when she wanted to do souvlaki chicken, she really just had to open that one little bottle and sprinkle the seasonings because she had pre-made it. And really, that's how Epicure was born. It was that sort of idea of quick convenience in the kitchen that turned into what it is today. And that woman still owns the company. Her daughter is the CEO, and we still manufacture all of our products right here in Canada, out in BC. And so, for some of you, that might not matter, but I love that about our company. I love that it's a family-run, women-led company, and it's based right here in Canada. But now we are available in the US. We have a list of hundreds and hundreds of ingredients that are never in our products. And those are the things that many times you'll find in those seasoning packages at the grocery store, or salad dressing jars, or sauce mixes. And it's the ingredients that you don't really think about that are actually quite harmful to our health. And this also may not be something that you actually care about. Many of us, including myself, as a mom of young kids, I truly just want to get dinner on the table and I want to do it fast. And so that was always first and foremost for me, and the health of everything that's in Epicure was really just a bonus. And but I share both of those things with you. I share the time, the convenience, and the ease in this demo that you're about to see. But I also talk about the health of the ingredients, the fact that we are gluten-free and nut-free, low sodium and sodium and sugar conscious, using just real food ingredients, no added preservatives or colors or flavors that are artificial, and the list goes on and on. I could probably talk about this forever, but I think you get the point, and I want to get right into our demo so that you see how quickly I can pull this together and create this beautiful dinner any night of the week. So one of the things I shared earlier that I do want to touch on, because there's been some discussion about meal planning. We have an amazing exclusive collection this month, and it is our 30-day meal collection. I posted it earlier. Sorry, I don't know the exact price. I think it's $99 in Canada. It contains 30 days of meals, recipes, the entire plan, the grocery list, all of that, and it is exclusive for this month. So if you want to check that out, you can go ahead. But really, Epicure has been doing these amazing 30-day meal plans every month this year. And they've been lifesavers. People are loving them. It's a digital meal plan and recipe guide. So if you want to chat more on that, you can let me know. And check it out in one of the posts. I think it was right before post one. So it's a pre-class post that is the heading. All right, so you can check that out. So let's get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did, and I'll go through some of the things as I go, and really you'll just see as I go what I'm doing, and it will explain a lot more about Epicure. So this is our multi-purpose steamer. You've seen tons of conversation already about this in the group and the posts, and it truly is something that really changed the way that I cook. I could not cook before I worked with Epicure, or actually before I started using Epicure, not before I worked here, but before I started using Epicure, I was really not a very good cook in the kitchen, and I didn't love it like I do now. I love cooking. I love creating recipes, but honestly, truth be told, it's partly because it's so easy, and especially with this thing. So this is our silicone steamer. Everything is food grade silicone. You can put this in the oven. It goes in the dishwasher, and but in the microwave is really where it shines. It steams your food in their own natural moisture in the microwave, preserves nutrients, and takes such a short amount of time that once you start using it, you just are kind of hooked. So the only thing I did before the class was I put in some basmati rice, so 1 cup rice, 2 cups water, and then I added in our miso broth, which is part of the Asian meal, Good Food Real Fast meal kit that I'm using tonight. And I generally don't measure. I've gotten used to how we like things, and I just season to taste. Though when you're using Epicure, there's always a recipe on the jar or the package or the website. And so you don't have to kind of blindly, guess what to do if you're not familiar with being in the kitchen, or you're not one of those people who just likes to throw things in, which is what I am. But this is what it looks like. 6 minutes. No boil over. If you fill this too high, guys, you're gonna get a little bit of boil over, but 1 cup of rice actually creates a big portion. This is our sauté spoon that we talked about. We have a line of silicone cookware, but look at that, perfectly seasoned rice. I'm gonna leave the lid on for a couple of minutes while I prep the other parts of our meal, and that's it. That's it, done. So what I do a lot during the week is I will just prep a bunch of rice like this and then use it throughout the week in different dishes, and I'll do a few batches and then put them in one of our prep bowls, our large prep bowls, and just store it in the fridge, or I'll just leave it in here, pop it in the fridge, and I have it ready to go for the rest of the week. So I'm gonna put that aside, and that's something I would do. So if I was making dinner on any night of the week, I would just pop that in as I'm getting everything out of the fridge and pulling it out, and then it's ready to go, and that's it. So I've got 1 pound of, now I am using Impossible Burger tonight. So this is a soy-based meat. It is not ground beef, even though it looks like it and it cooks like it. Simply because I don't eat that kind of meat. So though your ground meat cooks exactly the same way, okay? So you would do exactly the same as what I'm doing. And you can choose beef, pork, chicken, turkey, whatever you like. And you put your ground meat in the steamer. Nothing else needs to be added. I'm using, these are the scissors we talked about, the amazing kitchen shears, great for cutting through meats and small bones in meat, things like that. I'm going to simply dump my seasoning on top and then follow the package, okay? So it says add a teaspoon of soy sauce. Again, I don't measure. I'm gonna just pop a little bit in there. Teaspoon of sesame oil. And again, if you actually want to leave this out, you can. It's actually just for taste, but if you want to omit the oil, just leave it out. Now I'm adding a little extra because my husband and I like it super spicy. So I've got this beautiful mango, really hot sauce. So I'm just gonna put that in as a little extra. And 1 tablespoon of water. So this is our amazing 4-in-1 spice spoon. There is not a fill line. If someone's asking, there's not a fill line on the inside of this, by the way. And normally, like depending on what you're cooking, you can fill this up. So if you were steaming broccoli, for example, you could put it right to the top as long as the lid closes on whatever you're cooking. That's how it steams. The lid has to be sealed properly, okay? So, filling it up to wherever you need to is fine. It's just when you do rice that it will boil over. Nothing else. It's only because of the water with the rice, okay? So that's why I do smaller batches of rice. But at 6 minutes, even if I was batch cooking, I could just pop that in a few times and then store it in a larger container, okay? So a little tablespoon of water. And this is our amazing 4-in-1 spice spoon. It's got a tablespoon here, a teaspoon. If you flip it over, there's a half teaspoon and a 1/4 teaspoon right here as well. There's a little line. And what I love about this is it fits in all of our slim jars, and then it's all in one. You don't have that ring with all the measuring spoons on it, and you never lose what you need. So to this, I am going to add 1 cup of mango. This is one of our small prep bowls, and these come with a silicone lid. The prep bowls are about 3/4 of a cup, and these do have measurements on them. So I love using this for a little measuring cup as well. And then it's great for storing your dips and things like that in the fridge with the silicone lid on. And so that was 1 cup of mangoes. And then I'm just gonna move that forward so you can see. This is our amazing ceramic chef knife. Comes with a guard. It is ceramic, so ceramic is super, super sharp, and but you do have to still be a little delicate with it. You're not gonna cut through bones with this. It's meant for soft meats, cheese, soft vegetables, fruits, things like that. You're not going to cut through a big butternut squash with this. However, it is a fantastic knife. I'll give you a little tip too. You hand wash this, so when I'm done using it, because I don't hand wash it right away, I tend to throw things in the sink and then I get to it later, or my husband gets to it later. You are going to pop the guard on, and then you can put it in the sink. It won't get chipped or anything like that. And then when you're ready, just take this off. You can wash your knife and you can pop the guard in the dishwasher, okay? So, what I love about, as I said, about Epicure is, so for a dish like this, for example, if I was making this for the kids, and you guys can tell, I say this all the time, you can tell by my knife skills, I am not a chef. I am, I'm just someone who is trying to get dinner on the table for my family and have them eat it and be happy and have time to do other things in the evening, and not be stuck in the kitchen all night. But what I love with Epicure is that everything is really customizable. So we have hundreds of vegetarian and vegan options. There's only a very small handful of our seasonings and spice blends that are not vegan. Mostly those with the dairy and cheese in them. And we have kosher products. We have tons and tons of actual no sodium and no sugar products, if that's what you need as a restriction for your diet. We have so many options, but what I love is that I can simply make this the way my kids like. If I know my kids like mangoes and orange peppers, and they're not eating red peppers that week, then I'll use the orange peppers. And that is something that I have found right from the, and I'm just gonna break my meat up just a tiny, tiny bit, just to spread it out. And then that's gonna pop in the microwave. Nothing else needs to be added in other than that drizzle of sesame oil. There's no oil in here, so you're saving some calories. And I'm going to put that in for 6 minutes, and that's done. But what I love is, I have actually gotten so used to customizing what I eat and how I like to eat it that I actually prefer my own food than going out. And so I love going out to restaurants to socialize and hang out with, my friends and family when we can do that again. But what I love is I am truly saving so much money because it is very rare that we go out to eat or get takeout. And even on nights where I have been working, for example, or we get home late, as long as I have some protein and veggies in my fridge, I usually have some rice in my pantry or some wraps in the bread box, I can pull out any meal solution pack and pull a meal together like this in about 10 minutes. And so, there's just never that sort of, oh my gosh, what are we doing for dinner? Or it's so late, we're gonna go through the drive-through. And so I love that about Epicure. And I do really just customize it to my kids, right? Because I just want them to sit down and not complain. And if you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So, and I am trying to read the comments here, but I promise I'll get to them all. So forgive me if I don't answer specifically while we're doing this. But while that's cooking, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this a few ways. I've got an iceberg lettuce and I simply cut it in quarter. Okay, so I cut it into wedges like this. So my husband's going to have a wedge salad and I'm going to just have some lettuce wraps, and it really doesn't, it's the same thing, it's just like a different presentation. So what I'm gonna do for him is I'm literally just going to put the iceberg lettuce right on the plate, and we are going to top that with that beautiful mixture in there and some rice, and maybe put a little bit more hot sauce on top, and there is dinner. We've got proper portions. We've got some healthy fats in there. We've got lots of veggies. We've got some carbs and we've got some protein, and it's like done, right? With mine, I'm going to put a little bit of rice in here and then put my protein filling on top. Again, maybe a little bit more of the hot sauce or a fresh lime wedge. And these are my lettuce wraps. If you cut your iceberg lettuce in wedges like this, you can slowly peel them off, and it literally creates the most perfect crunchy boat for your lettuce wraps. I used to think the soft lettuce that you could wrap it around was better, but ultimately it always falls apart. But this is my new trick. I love it. So that's my tip for what to use. But let me show you now. Where is my other thing? Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the fun ice cap. This is honestly one of my favorite things. And it's one of my favorite ways to save money in the summer, because there was a summer, I promise you, I was going to Starbucks or McDonald's for that iced coffee. I didn't even get the iced cap. I just got a plain iced coffee, but I was going there every single day. So, a little bit of ice, Or you could make your mixture and simply pour it over the ice. Okay, so it just depends what you want to, what like texture you want. So got some ice in there. I brewed some coffee. I brewed some extra coffee, so you could use the leftover coffee in your pot in the morning. Pour that in. And truth be told, this was a coffee that I had earlier, and I made the second one a little bit weak because I knew I was going to drink it at this time of night. And I probably shouldn't because I'm going to be up all night. This is our cocoa acai. This is a smoothie booster, so this is amazing in the morning. It's just a rich cocoa chocolate flavor, but full of antioxidants and fiber. And so I'm gonna put 1 scoop of that in. And then I'm using our vanilla Power Up protein. This is a vegan protein powder, and it is not a meal replacement, it's simply a protein. So super low in calories. 1 scoop has 130 calories, but a great breakfast on the go. So you put your scoop in here. You could have this in your coffee and then a side of nut butter toast on the side, and it's a perfectly healthy breakfast. So we've got that. I'm going to add in a little splash of oat milk for myself, just because I like it to have a slightly creamy texture. And give me 1 second. I'm gonna blend it up. Oh, I need the lid. All right. And here we go. A perfectly healthy, protein-filled, iced cap at home in minutes, and you've saved yourself probably like $6. Okay? So there you go. So that is my, and you know what? It would be the perfect dessert too, I guess. It's like, it's super rich and chocolatey and delicious. Okay, so this is done. I know I've been talking. It's 9 o'clock, well, almost 9 o'clock. So I've been talking, I guess, for about almost 20-25 minutes since I started. So this is what it looks like. When it's done, it cooks in a block just like ground meat would in a pan. This is our amazing meat separator. It's amazing for just cooking meat and breaking it up if you're cooking in a pan, or like this after. You can use it to mash potatoes. I do little mini potatoes in here, about 7 or 8 minutes, and put in a splash of oat milk and a little sea salt, and then mash them with this, and I have perfectly delicious mashed potatoes. So I'm just breaking this up and mixing that together. It smells delicious. I'm sorry you're not here and you can't taste it, but I'm gonna plate it real quick for you and show you what it looks like. Or, oh, here's my lettuce wraps. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of my, I need the wraps. I need the lettuce wraps to put the rice in. That would be a good idea. Now, as I said, you can imagine if I wasn't talking with you tonight, how quick this meal would have taken me. And there you go. Now, I promise you, this is restaurant quality food, customized to how you like, healthier ingredients, lower sodium, and done much, much cheaper. And so I hope that you've enjoyed this demo. I encourage you to keep commenting below, keep asking me some questions. Remember those messages that I sent in your private group chats. If you didn't listen to those yet, go back, have a quick listen, because there's something special in there for you that I want you to be aware of. And please reach out. If what I've done tonight resonates with you and you might want to start your own Epicure business, reach out to me. This is something beyond what I ever imagined it would be. I started working with Epicure simply because I wanted free sesame ginger. That's why I started. And now it has allowed me, as I said in a post a couple of 20 minutes before the demo started, it's allowed me to retire from my 23-year career, which was very physical, and it allowed us to move up to this beautiful location where we only dreamed of being able to live before. And it's turned into something so much more than even just financial. I love what I do. I get to spend, all day with my family and my kids and doing what I want, and, share and earn an income while I make dinner. So please reach out to me. And if it's not for you, maybe you know someone who is looking for something like this, and just get them in touch with me, and I would love to chat and share what Epicure has to offer. If you are interested and you're looking at this video and thinking, oh my gosh, my wish list is so big, place your order with your host in their cooking class, and then reach out and let's complete your big wish list with a cooking class where you as well can earn some free products by doing exactly this and sharing Epicure with your friends and family. So thank you for your time tonight. Thank you to my wonderful hosts. I am here. I've got a few tidbits coming up over the next day with some things that people have asked me to share. So those will be posted tomorrow. And then remember, this group will be open for another 48 hours for you to enjoy and shop and ask questions. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. As soon as I get off live, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to pop this up right beside the video here so you can see what it looks like. And I'll cheers to you while I'm enjoying my ice cap, okay? Again, I wish you could taste it. Bye, guys.